What is up, Pokemon Go family? It is your boy, TheGoulGuy, back at you guys yet again with another video, and today we are going to be talking about Urshifu. Yes, we are going to finally be able to evolve our Kubfu in Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go finally made that announcement on May 21st all the way to May 27th. Apparently it's called the Final Strike during the Go Battle weekend anyway. Not weekend, Go Battle week anyway. We are going to be able to evolve our Kubfu into Urshifu, and basically we're just going to go over the requirements and everything that's going to be going down during this event. So let's go. Alright, so first and foremost, if you want to actually evolve your Kubfu into Urshifu, the Dark type, basically what you're going to have to do is defeat 30 Dark type Pokemon in raids or max battles. Now, this is basically very this reminds me of obviously King Gambit. Of course, this is going to be happening around the same time, but essentially to evolve King Gambit you have to do exactly the same thing. You have to fight I believe the same thing in terms of 30 dark type Pokemon in raids. Same thing you're going to have to do in basically with the Kubfu, of course. The Kubfu has to be your buddy, just like Bisharp has to be your buddy, and essentially you do have to do these raids. Now, for free-to-play players, you know, obviously people that don't want to buy anything or, you know, purchase anything within Pokemon Go, of course this is going to take a little bit longer than you know, obviously the people that actually pay to play in this game, but essentially, say if there's ever like a raid day or anything like that, that, you know, of course has a dark type Pokemon, you know, in the raids, you can participate in that essentially, and essentially do a couple of raids there. Or, you know, of course it's just going to take a couple of days, maybe even 30 days cumulatively of you just basically doing a bunch of dark type Pokemon raids where you will be able to actually evolve your Kubfu eventually. But as I said, you do have to have your Kubfu as your buddy, and essentially you will have to have 200 candy as well, which you should have 200 candy by now if you did any of the obviously the researches that revolved around Kubfu and everything like that, but that is what you want to do. That's what you're gonna have to do if you want to actually get the dark type of the Kubfu, which, well, Urshifu. I'm sorry, stumble on my words here. Same thing as the water style. So basically there's a water type and a dark type. Basically the same situation there. You got to defeat 30 water type Pokemon in Dynamax and as well in raids. So essentially same situation. If there's ever a water type Pokemon in raids, essentially participate in obviously the raid days or anything like that, or, you know, through time, essentially use your free raid pass if you are a free to play player, and then essentially just do a bunch of water type raids. Then you will eventually be able to evolve your Pokemon. Now, I know this is going to be essentially not the most fun way to evolve these Pokemon, especially from the King Gambit all the way up to the Kubfu here, but essentially that is basically what we're going to have to do to actually evolve this Pokemon. I don't know if it's similar to what they have in the actual main series games. I believe this came out in a DLC. I don't know if it was, yeah, I think it was in Scarlet and Violet. I didn't play essentially the DLC of that, so I'm not sure exactly how they evolved in the actual main series game, but I'm guessing that's kind of where they're getting the idea for actually doing like 30 raids of dark and water type to actually evolve it into whichever Urshifu you want to actually evolve it into. But anyways, that is how you evolve your Kubfu in Pokemon Go, and then let's go through the rest of what's going down during the Go Battle week. We're going to get a special research with basically with special background Pokemon as well, that is going to include Charcadet, that also can be shiny, which is pretty cool. There's going to be 2 times XP for winning raid battles, which is also going to be pretty awesome. Also, there's going to be a shiny boost for Meditite, Marini, and as well as Skunky, which is going to be pretty cool. So if you don't have any of those shinies, definitely go out there and try to catch you a shiny version of any one of these Pokemon. Definitely need a shiny Meditite. That would be freaking dope. We got 1 extra raid pass per day. So as I said, for, you know, for anybody that's free to play users out there, looks like we're getting 1 extra raid pass per day. once you complete the free timed research. So essentially you get a free time research and you get 1 extra raid pass, which is pretty cool. As I said, for those free to play users out there, definitely take advantage of that if you want to evolve your Kubfu. Also too, in 1-star raids, looks like we are getting Carvana, we are getting Marini, and as well we are getting Skunky. All potentially going to be shiny eligible, which is pretty cool. 3-star raids, looks like we are getting Lapras, we are getting Samurott, and we are getting Bombardier, which also can all be shiny eligible, which is pretty cool there if you do not have any shinies of those. Now let's get into the wild Pokemon that you're going to be able to see during this event. We are going to get Mankey, we are going to get Seal, we are going to get Zigzagoon, we're going to get Meditite, we're going to get Froakie, we're going to get Dino, and as well Nickit. We are going to get Nickit, basically one of the only newer Pokemon in this whole listing that is not going to have a shiny that turns into Thievul when you actually evolve it, but every other Pokemon that I actually talked about here is going to be shiny eligible in the wild, so definitely look out for those. A special thing about this event, you are going to be able to evolve the select group of Pokemon to actually get their specialty moves, which is pretty cool, so you don't have to actually use a Elite Charge TM on them. Essentially we have Primeape with the Rage Fist, we got Dugong with Ice Shard, we got Hydreigon with Brutal Swing, we got Greninja with Hydro Cannon, and as well we got Ice Beam for Lapras. So if you do not have these moves already on these Pokemon, and you have not evolved these Pokemon, you can get those specialty moves without having to actually use a Elite Charge TM. So I would definitely wait during this event to actually evolve those Pokemon. Also too, looks like there's going to be a time research where you're going to be able to get rare candy and as well Kubfu candy and special background Pokemon of Meditite, Marini, and as well as Stunky, which is going to be pretty cool. With the special background, hopefully you get a shiny. Also during this event, they're bringing back the special research Fuzzy Fighter. So for those people who did not get the Kubfu, the extra Kubfu last time, they are bringing this research back for 8 USD. So if you want to actually get an extra Kubfu, you can, but if you've already participated in this event, basically this research anyway, if you've already bought the ticket, of course you cannot go and get a third Kubfu, but essentially this is for those people who did not already get a second Kubfu. If you want it, no guarantee in terms of if you actually get good IVs or not. I definitely got this ticket the first time around and my Kubfu literally had the same, almost the same IVs, so definitely definitely, you know, make sure you know what you're getting into with going into this. Now there is going to potentially be hyper training eventually at some point where you potentially could actually move your IVs up for your Kubfu if you did get a bad IV. But yes, buy this ticket with caution because there's no guarantee your Kubfu is actually going to have good IVs. But if you do want the dark and the water type Urshifu, essentially that is how you do it there. That is the main reason why I bought it. I didn't really care much on the IVs. Of course I wanted good IVs, but essentially if you wanted both of those to put in your decks, that is what you're gonna have to do for 8 USD. And lastly, looks like there's gonna be a $2 USD research ticket as well, where it's gonna give you 2 raid passes. You're gonna get 4 lucky eggs, 1 max particle pack, or not pack, 1 max particle anyway. You're gonna get Meditite, you're gonna get Marini, and as well you're gonna get Stunky, which all could be potentially shiny as well. But anyways, that is it. That is all for the Final Strike Go Battle Week. Essentially, you're going to be able to evolve your Kubfu into Urshifu, depending on which one you want to go into. Essentially, Dark type, you're going to have to do 30 Dark type raids, and you're going to have Kubfu as your buddy, or if you want the Water type, 30 Water type raids with Kubfu as your buddy. And as you can see, all the different researches here, all the different shiny eligibilities there, all the different raids that we're going to be having there, many of opportunity to actually, evolve your Kubfu. But of course, for those free-to-play players, it might take a little while for you to actually evolve your Kubfu. But anyways, definitely let me know what you guys think of the event down below. Which evolution are you guys planning on evolving your Kubfu to? As I said, I have both, so I'm planning on evolving both of them at some point. I don't know how long it's actually going to take, but hopefully, I'm probably going to make a video about it anyway. But anyway, definitely let me know what you guys think down below. If you guys enjoyed the video, definitely leave me a like and subscribe to the channel as it helps the channel grow. And I'll catch you guys in the next one, alright? Peace out.